Lightsabers and the meaning of their colors. The most common and well-known lightsaber colors in the Star Wars saga are blue, red, and green. They allow to distinguish the dark and light side of the Force. But the Star Wars universe has a wide variety of colors for these weapons, like the orange lightsaber, introduced in the canon with the release of the game Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. The color shades of lightsabers have significance and are used by different people, depending on their role and the side of the Force they are on. For those who don't know, lightsabers are used by Jedi, Sith, and other Force users to attack and defend themselves. We are going to explain you where the color of a lightsaber comes from since its conception and the meaning of each shade. This will allow you to better understand the characters according to their blade, but also to know which color attracts you the most if you want to acquire your own lightsaber. If you want to become an expert on the subject, stay tuned until the end. How is the color of a lightsaber determined? These weapons consist mainly of a handle that acts as an emitter, a powerful retractable plasma beam, and a kyber crystal that is the main power source for the light beam. It is these kyber crystals that give the lightsabers their different colors. They are rare, connected to the Force, and come from nature except for the Sith, who use the synthesized kyber crystal. They are found on several planets in the galaxy, secretly well guarded. Kyber crystals are not colored in the first place. They take on their color according to the Jedi who found them, depending on their personality or choices. Thus, they can give various hues to lightsabers, although hues such as the characteristic red of the Sith are obtained by other methods. Are you a big Star Wars fan? Then hang on tight in your ship for this space trip in which we will study together the meaning and the wanted symbol of each lightsaber color. The blue lightsaber. The blue lightsaber is a must-have for a reason. A ubiquitous icon, the legendary Skywalker lightsaber, the first to be activated on screen in Star Wars Episode for A New Hope. It's not the only color they use, but it's the most common. Blue blade users prioritize their skills in lightsaber combat over using the Force, which is why it is associated with the Jedi Guardians. Anakin Skywalker is a perfect example of this, as he was much stronger in his lightsaber fighting techniques than in his ability to control his emotions and the Force. Blue lightsabers are said to represent righteousness, bravery, courage, and protection, primarily in association with what the Jedi represent. It should be noted, however, that the blue color of the lightsaber itself means little if the Jedi is not spiritually attuned to its crystal. In the series, this color is represented by characters like Obi-Wan with his 3 lightsabers, Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, or Tara Sinub. The green lightsaber. Green lightsabers are the second most common color used by Jedi. The color green is associated with those who value wisdom, harmony, helpfulness, cooperation, spirituality, and goodwill. The green lightsaber is commonly used by the wisest and oldest Jedi. The most telling example is the lightsaber of Yoda, the wisest of all Jedi Masters. There are also other remarkable fighters like Qui-Gon Jinn or Luke Skywalker with a green blade lightsaber. A green lightsaber is the calling card of the Jedi Consular, that is, a Jedi who thinks and reflects before rushing in. Green blade Jedi are particularly sensitive to the Force, so they prioritize the use of the Force, meditation, and dialogue before resorting to lightsaber combat. The purple lightsaber, a very rare color also used by the Jedi, is purple, especially by Mace Windu. The purple lightsaber was actually a request from Samuel L. Jackson, whose favorite color is purple. As such, this rare lightsaber has no real significance in the Star Wars film universe. However, in the expanded universe, a purple lightsaber represents its user's balanced connection to the light and dark sides of the Force. Purple being a combination of red and blue, a Force user with a purple weapon was usually aggressive, bold, and reckless, leading his comrades into battle without fear. It indicates moral ambiguity. uncertainty, and reconstruction. It shows an affinity with the light and dark sides of the Force. In short, these are Jedi who have a perfect balance within them and know how to make the best of both sides. Jedi Mace Windu's purple lightsaber first appeared in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, and was lost when it fell out of a window during the confrontation between Windu and Darth Sidious in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. The yellow lightsaber. A Jedi with a yellow lightsaber is most often associated with the Jedi Sentinel. As you may already know, the Sentinels are one of the 3 schools of the Jedi Order, forming a sort of middle path between the Consulars and the Guardians. While the Consulars emphasize the power of diplomacy and the Guardians developed unparalleled fighting skills, the Sentinels tried to combine the best of both worlds. They can play many distinct roles, but they are probably best known as the unnamed security team that made up the Jedi Temple Guard. This Star Wars lightsaber color is used by the Jedi Temple Guards, who carry double yellow blade spikes. Little is known about this particular lightsaber color, but these impressive-looking pikes were related to the role, not the individual. That is, they were used to perform the duties of that specific position, and were not considered the personal property of the guards who wielded them. Characters such as Asajj Ventress and Ahsoka herself used a yellow lightsaber at some point. Finally, after never seeing a yellow lightsaber appear on the big screen in the Star Wars franchise, fans finally saw someone wield one in Skywalker's Ascension. Indeed, in the final scene of the film, Rey can be seen briefly wielding a yellow lightsaber, the hilt of which appears to have been constructed from the staff she used to use during her pre-Jedi days. This yellow lightsaber she made for herself seems to symbolize the balance she has found between the dark and the light side of the Force. Kind of like the purple lightsaber, she is not the next Luke or the next Anakin, she is just Rey, which may fit the description of a Jedi Sentinel. But that's just guesswork. You are free to find your own answers. The orange lightsaber. An orange lightsaber, an extremely rare blade color in Star Wars canon, appearing only in the video game Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order 2019. For now, the color has been revealed as an incentive to pre-order the game, so there's no story on it yet. Cal Kestis's lightsaber is customizable and can feature even more colors. In the expanded universe, orange lightsabers are mainly represented in the Old Republic era. Mandalorian Knights use orange sabers in the comic book series Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, War 2012, founded and led by former Jedi Council member Dor Jandarkachi. The Mandalorian Knights are a group of rogue Jedi who sabotaged the Republic's war efforts during the Mandalorian Wars. Theories have since emerged, but none have ever been confirmed. For example, it has been speculated the orange lightsabers belong only to Jedi who were sworn not to use their weapons unless absolutely necessary, and perhaps that is why they were never seen in the movies. Another theory is that they are the result of the partial healing of a red kyber crystal, which leaves a scarlet trail behind. The white lightsaber. The white lightsabers were used by Ahsoka Tano and are proof of her mastery of the Force. Ahsoka recovered the kyber lightsaber crystal from an Inquisitor she killed during the Imperial occupation of Rada, while in hiding after the collapse of the Jedi Order. This one originally emitted a red saber blade, but Ahsoka purified it with the help of the Force and gave it a white color. Ahsoka Tano's white lightsabers came to perfectly represent her personality as an autonomous and neutral individual. If Ahsoka Tano had been a true Jedi Knight, his blades would probably have been one of the colors one might expect, certainly blue or green, or perhaps purple or yellow. For Tano, however, they turned white, underscoring her status as a Force user, committed to the side of light, but disinterested in the ethical code and priorities of the Jedi. These new white crystals were used by her into lightsabers, including a Shoto blade. One can conclude that the white lightsaber represents neutrality, independence, and non-affiliation with the Jedi Order. The red lightsaber. The red lightsaber is the trademark of the Sith Lords. Unlike the Jedi, who share a connection with their kyber crystals, whose colors then change, the Sith cannot develop a spiritual connection with them. And because of the Jedi's possession of the planet Ilum, the area where the kyber crystals were found, the Sith had absolutely no access to the precious crystals. They had to improvise. Therefore, the Sith began to make their own synthetic lightsaber crystals through deep meditation sessions and custom ovens. The process is known as bleeding and consists of pouring all hatred, fear, and other negative emotions into the crystal, causing it to bleed and turn red. As for the personality of their owner, warriors who wield them tend to become easily frantic. The red lightsaber symbolizes an individual who is unable to contain his emotions and who solves almost all his problems with brutality, violence, and ruthlessness. Extremely tenacious people, these warriors will stop at nothing to achieve their goals, even at the sacrifice of everything they hold dear, or what's left of it. This color was mostly used by the Sith we all know, like Darth Vader, Count Dooku, Darth Maul and his lightsaber with 2 blades, or Darth Sidious and Kylo Ren with his Quillen saber. The black lightsaber. The darksaber is no ordinary weapon. It is unique and was created by Tar Vizsla, a Mandalorian. He designed a dark obsidian blade, flat and thin, shorter than the usual ones. The rare equipment looks more like a sword than a lightsaber. In addition, the darksaber emits a higher-pitched sound effect than a conventional lightsaber. When it comes into contact with another blade, an electric crackle can also be heard. It is a very rare saber as only one exists. After Vizsla's death, the black lightsaber was kept in the Jedi Temple, then stolen by members of House Vizsla who passed it down from generation to generation. The weapon has become a symbol of leadership for the Mandalorians. And according to Mandalorian tradition, the only way to legitimately obtain it is to defeat its previous owner in battle. This symbolic value attached to the darksaber tends to encourage individuals to honor this long-standing custom. The black lightsaber signifies the spirit of leadership for its owner. You can officially see this lightsaber, also called darksaber, from the last episode of the first season in the series The Mandalorian. Other lightsaber colors in Star Wars. All of the colors mentioned above are part of the Star Wars canon, but there are many that are not yet listed and are still part of the expanded universe. In the extended universe, crystals other than kyber are used to make lightsabers, creating yet more new colors. A huge variety of lightsaber colors can be found in the expanded universe, such as silver, cyan, gold, bluish-green, bronze, and many more. It is possible that some of these colors will also join the Star Wars canon in the near future. If you want to become a Jedi, you'll need a lightsaber. The lightsabers we offer come in 12 different shades. This means that if you like several colors, you won't have to make a choice because you'll be able to have them all in your hands.